Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to take a look at none other than the brand new Transformers Buzzworthy Studio Series number 79 High Octane Bumblebee and Studio Series number 2 Decepticon Stinger. And upon taking a first glance of these figures, I just knew I had to get this set. And honestly, this set seemed kind of worth it and seemed kind of not worth it. I'll explain why not worth it later on in the video. But let's just take a look at the packaging real quick. Right here we can see High Octane Bumblebee and Stinger. Bumblebee does come with one weird accessory right here. We see some G1 Bumblebee box art right here. At the top, Transformers Age of Extinction, High Octane Bumblebee, Decepticon Stinger. On the side of the box, I do like this side where we do see the CGI form of both Bumblebee and Stinger, which I really do like that on these Buzzworthy boxes. And finally, here we could see how many steps Bumblebee and Stinger transform him to get to their car form. Their iconic movie scene is the duel of the doppelgangers. And that's when Bumblebee and his Decepticon alter ego Stinger battle to determine who the superior bot is. So we all know Bumblebee is. But although, if you do notice, this version of Bumblebee, the High Octane version, and Stinger never had a fight. In fact, it was the 2014 Camaro version, I believe it was a Camaro, that did fight with Stinger, not this High Octane Bumblebee. So I mean, come on, Buzzworthy and Hasbro, you could have just like not put this figure with this guy. But anyways, this is just an easy way for Hasbro to make money. Also, one thing is that I do not like the mold of the High Octane Bumblebee due to the fact that they use the same of Transformers Age of Extinction, the original Bumblebee from 2014, I believe. And honestly, the mold isn't really that good. But I won't delve into complaining about the mold that much. And let's just take a look at what is the main attraction of this review. That being mostly Studio Series 79 Bumblebee. Although I said that I won't go into the mold that much, I will, but not so much. So just take your scissors, just simply snip this piece of tape right here. And then after that, you're going to simply open this right here. And then after that, you can take both of these figures out. And honestly, these figures do look quite amazing. Both Bumblebee and Decepticon Stinger. So I'll put Bumblebee and Stinger to the side for now. And my scissors as well. And then right here, we get the scene when Bumblebee was riding on Strafe, and he was fighting Stinger in that scene of in Age of Extinction, where Bumblebee says he hates cheap knockoffs and stuff like that. But it wasn't the High Octane version of Bumblebee. It was more of his cool Camaro like version. The iconic movie scene. I do like how the paint has worked on this. I do think that this looks pretty nice, and you could have both of these figures displayed either on the shelf or in the review station, however you want. But I would personally mostly keep the backdrops in the packaging due to the fact that they could get lost, or also so that it can be easier to have them stored in. Another thing worth noting is that the instructions do look quite funny and weird. If we do look at them, they do look kind of sketched, like little sketched, not like our traditional Studio Series where they have like darker shades. So that is just one thing to note out with the Buzzworthy instructions. And if you do happen to get the regular Studio Series version of the High Octane Bumblebee, I don't know if it'll be a different mold or not, but if it is a different mold, I will get this figure once again. But just opening up the instructions, we can clearly see that the one side is Bumblebee and the other side is Stinger. So the first side you open up will be Bumblebee, as the Bumblebee and Barricade one was first Bumblebee. Then the second side will be the Decepticon, in this case Stinger. So that was the instruction segment. Now without further ado, let's crack these figures open, and then let me display them of how they look like here on the backdrop. So now having both of these figures out of their packaging and into my review station, I I mean, wow, I just checked them out. The articulation is quite fun, although the Studio Series B right here, it's not that quite fun. Mostly where the chest is concerned, but I do like how the robot does look like. Although I think one of the major things I hate about the Age of Extinction robots in the toy form is that the legs look completely inaccurate and look horrible, and also the design was not that good. So that is just one thing I do not like about 79 Bumblebee, that they had the Hasbro went the lazy route and gave us the previous horrible initial Age of Extinction Bumblebee version. But it's nice to have a new figure in the collection, 2 new figures in the collection, 2 new molds, and I think it's very nice to have these 2 figures in the collection, whether Bumblebee is terrible or whether he's a good figure or not. As articulation is concerned for Bumblebee, before we delve into the articulation, just want to show you that on his shoulders, like, he does have a shoulder joint, which I believe is a butterfly joint, or something, I believe, or just a hinge joint. The arms themselves are on ratchet joints, so soft little ratchet joints, so you can, like, just play with those around. So are the elbows, in fact, although the whole arm, the whole legs, everything except for the knees are, the legs itself are on ratchet joints, the knees are on regular hinge joints, the toes are on hinge joints. It has articulation, just the toes, the foot just a little bit, and that's it. The doors and the wheels do have a bit of articulation themselves. The head is apparently on a ball joint, can do the full 360, look left to right. And in fact, I think that this was a horrible weapon to choose for Studio Series Bumblebee. We all know that Bumblebee always uses a blaster in the films, but who on Cybertron or anywhere in the Transformers movies would use a weapon that looks like this? I mean, come on, seriously. This original B version, I just think the weapon looks just looks plain dumb. I feel like they just chose a lazy route just to make a weapon. Apparently, this weapon, looking at the instructions, is supposed to shoot. Although, like if you have it inserted, you just simply push it like so. Simply push it, and then it did shoot out. So, honestly, I think that's a cool way, but like, I mean, come on. Hasbro is just going the lazy route with Studio Series B, and I mean, come on. I hope they put new molds for the upcoming Age of Extinction characters, such as Age of Extinction Optimus Prime, Hound, Crosshairs, and Bugatti Drift. So I really hope that they put more work into those than they did on this B, because this B, the robot form just is not that good. Like, from a distance it does look nice, but if you do look on the underside, it's just completely hollow there, and I just do not like how it does look at all. You also want to be careful around the head area, as it is I believe, transparent plastic, I believe. So, and that kind of plastic is more, has more of a tendency to break than the normal hard plastic. So that is one thing I could say about this B. Now, turning into what is mainly my most favorite out of this has to be Studio Series number 2, Stinger. Honestly, ranking between these two, I would choose Stinger way more than B, because due to the fact that Stinger, although he has been one of the first Studio Series figures, and he does have some hollow areas right here around the legs, has a lot of things that like, come on, why didn't he have this? Although it's because the mold right here is just way better than the Studio Series B mold. Sorry, B, your mold just sucks. Stinger is better. Although in the movie, B turned out to be the superior bot, I believe in the toy, Stinger is the superior bot. Taking a look at the paint applications applied to Stinger are marvelous. The green eyes, I do like that. The legs are on ball joints, the knees are on hinge joints, and there is a little hinge joint for the toe. The same can be said for the arms. Ball joint on the shoulders can go left to right, can hinge, and unfortunately no wrist articulation, as this being one of the first figures being released by Hasbro. Stinger did come with 4 accessories, these spikes here, and to insert them you're just simply gonna have to align your finger up with the hole right here and make sure this little slot goes into this circular tab right here, and then just push it in, and then there you have this all set. Although I do like how this looks like, I really hope that they do in fact release another Age of Extinction Bumblebee, but with kind of like Stinger's mold and like probably his own mold, because Bumblebee had his own like body in the movie. For a size comparison, here we have well, High Octane Bumblebee that we just got right now, and Studio Series Studio Series Stinger. And also one thing is that this figure cannot stand all that well. It's just that I just feel like this figure does not want to stand out all. So I'll just have this figure looking like this, although this looks completely ugly and completely terrible for the figure, but I'll just have him standing like this, as it is hard to stand up. For a size comparison, I think the scale here looks accurate, although B should be smaller. And like I said, Hasbro chose the lazy route to reissue the Age of Extinction Bumblebee, then put a new mold, so we can see why B looks a bit bigger. Also, he is a bit bigger because he is that High Octane Camaro form, so we can also see why that is. For a Bumblebee size comparison, let's get Stinger out of the way for a bit. We have our Studio Series 74B and our Studio Series number 27/1 Clunker Bumblebee. And honestly, out of all of these three, I would definitely prefer this Studio Series version than this one and then this one. Honestly, I think the sculpt work on this one was terrible, this one was okay, and this one was marvelous. Not terrible, it wasn't that, like, it was just kind of bad, but nevertheless, it's a great addition to the collection. For a Age of Extinction size comparison, we have Stinger being compared to Bumblebee, and Stinger being compared to his kind of like his clone, the KSI Sentry. And honestly, if you do have both of these characters, you will be so happy and so lucky, because I know I am. And also, people will be getting this pack mostly for Stinger if they missed out on the initial Studio Series. This is a great second chance to finally get Stinger and also get a new Studio Series. Also, if you did get the KSI Sentry or the KSI Boss, you know the transformation for KSI Sentry is the same as Stinger. And after this, I will post another Buzzworthy video, and I will also post a review of a KSI Sentry itself. So without further ado, let's get to the transformation of High Octane Bumblebee and Decepticon Stinger. So the transformation for Bumblebee and Stinger will start now. First, we'll start off with Bumblebee. So the first thing you're going to have to do is just straighten out all the limbs that you see before you. Just make sure, just ratchet everything into place like so. After that, you're just going to have to make sure these flaps fold over his head like so. Just leave it like this for now. After that, you're going to have to move over to this side right here. Then you're going to have to flip this whole region upside down. You're going to do the same process to the other side. Then after that, you're going to have to make sure this whole area unclips and everything. Make sure that this whole area does this as well. Unfold it like so. Then make sure these two parts, the two chest pieces, do connect and form one car engine. Just make sure they do connect like so. Make sure these parts are aligned, and then you close that up like so. Then after that, you're just gonna have to make sure that the legs do go in a crouching position like so. After that, you're gonna have to make sure the legs fold in like so. Just to see on the other side, do the same process. So the transformation is pretty simplistic if you ask me. Then after that, you're gonna have to attach the legs once again. Yeah, just attach the legs. After that, you're gonna have to make sure this transparent tab does tab over under the leg pieces right here. Just have this, just put some pressure on it so that it won't disassemble. And after that, you're just gonna have to just line it up like so. After that, you're just gonna have to just put the doors into place like so. So let's do the same process to the second side. And that is one thing I did not like, is that most of the joint transformation will disassemble. So So just beware, be patient with this figure, or else you can break it and cause some stress marks on this figure, especially this figure. Stinger, on the other hand, will not get that much stress marks because Stinger's transformation was complex, but it was way better than this one, because this one was just like a lot of tabs and stuff like that. After this, just make sure the head is just rotated like so. Fold this piece in, do the same process to this side, fold that in as well. So that just make sure the fingers are facing outward, like so. Do the same process to the other side right here, like so. And you will notice that the head will eventually turn around and everything. That is just because you're moving all the joints around. And then after that, you're gonna have to make sure these two front wheel parts do in fact connect like so. Make sure they all tab in like this. Then after that, just simply align it up like so. Do that last step, do the doors right here, just make sure they align up nice and appropriately. Just make sure that they do in fact secure into place. Just re-tab this. After that, you're just gonna have to make sure this circular little port right here will fall into this slot right there. Make sure you do the same process to this side. This port into that slot, and then here we have the highly not that anticipated high octane Bumblebee, fully transformed into his darn looking Chimera form. What to say is that the Chimera form for this figure is in fact my favorite form of the figure. I mostly like the robot form, but in fact, due to the fact that the robot form was not all that great, and honestly the Chimera form does look way better than the robot form. I'll just say that. So I will mostly be keeping Bumblebee in his Chimera form for like on my shelf and for forever. So I'll mostly just keep Bumblebee in his Chimera form, so that it could be easier for space for more figures and stuff like that. So, and also it does look better than the robot form. Honestly, the robot form was just horrible. So the Chimera form will be a better form to be displaying Bumblebee on the shelf. And I have already transformed these figures, so if you notice that the transformation is a little wrong, please tell me in the comment section, and please put a nice comment. And also tell me if you like the transformation of Bee, or did you think it was not great. If you would be picking up Bee in your collection, or you would just set him off to the side. I would really love to know down in the comment section below if you would pick this figure up, or you would just avoid it. But honestly, I picked this figure up because I want to complete my Transformers Studio Series collection, as this is a unreleased figure. Well, kind of right now it is released, but there has been no official word on Hasbro about this figure, so that is why I say unreleased. So as I accidentally did a transformation step a bit wrong right now, and I just fixed it right now, and then so just line this up again, and then there we have Bumblebee fully transformed into his high octane mode. So honestly, the figure does roll around a nice amount of playtime. Looks nice, really nice, looks cool. Honestly, the scale between this and other Bumblebee figures actually does look kind of nice. Although the color matching for Bumblebee is actually incredibly inaccurate, when the yellow should be a darker shade of orange as shown in the product shots and in the movie. But I think this looks fine, although it's just too much yellow. I will definitely be painting this figure so that this figure can look better. And honestly, there was no Autobot logo on his forehead, which was just a shame about this figure. So now that Bumblebee has been transformed, now let's transform what is the main event of this video, Studio Series number 2 Stinger. So right now you're just gonna have to just take off these little spiky things right here. Just set them off to the side. gently take them off. I like to stack them to make them look kind of funny right there. And then after that, you're just gonna have to make sure all the limbs are nice and secure and everything. After that, you're gonna have to make sure this piece is straightened, make sure the red part is facing that way. Then after that, you're just gonna have to make sure you flip these pieces out. And then after that, you're just gonna have to flip this piece out as well. After that, you're gonna have to put this piece like this, that one as the same. Make sure this piece does look like this. After that, you're gonna have to deattach the legs with the car form. After that, you're just gonna have to make sure this whole piece rotates right here. Just rotates so that it can be good. After that, you're gonna have to rotate this whole region as well, and beware that this piece will eventually fall out. So just simply just push it back in like so, so that you can enjoy the transformation and such. After that, you're just gonna have to make sure this whole region is deattaches and everything. After that, you're just gonna have to make sure this pops out a bit. After that, you're gonna have to just get the toes, fold them in like so. Same on this side. After that, you're just gonna have to make sure that these do in fact go like so. Do the same process to the other side. You're just gonna make sure that this back headlight piece does in fact tab in with this slot and tab right there. Make sure it does tab in like so. You might not see it, but if you look closely in the back, you can see it. So then after that, you're just gonna have to make sure this whole region does rotate around, and then this piece as well does rotate. And then after that, you're just gonna have to simply align this up right here in this hollow spot right here. Just gonna have to make sure this aligns up as well. Just make sure this clicks into place. And then simply just gonna get the other arm. It has a little slot right here, and it'll go into this transparent tab right there. So be careful with the transparent tab. As I said, transparent plastic is very easy to break. So I do recommend taking your time in this area, because you would not want the figure to break. Unless you do know how to fix figures and weld plastic, be my guest. So simply just line this up appropriately right here, nice and secure. Just push this little tab in there, give it a little shove. After that, you're gonna have to make sure this front headlight region does in fact go in the front. So that you're just gonna have to make sure it clicks into place like so. And here we have Studio Series Stinger fully transformed into his, I believe it's a sort of Italian car, although I am not so sure about it. But and please excuse the review station and everything. But actually, in fact, he does turn into an Italian car. If we do see right here, it says Pagani, I believe, Pagani, for whatever, but I believe it is an Italian car brand, and because it sounds like it, or it might be a Chinese car brand, as these cars were like in China in Transformers Age of Extinction. It does really roll real nicely. So there's and you can create some cool stop motions where you can have Stinger chasing Bumblebee, or Bumblebee chasing Stinger or something. But but I think that this just looks really cool between Stinger and Bumblebee. Out of the two figures, I would overall choose Stinger. And now about those accessories of Stinger, you can just get this tab right here. Just make sure that this lines up with the little hole right here. Just gonna have to simply push this whole region in as well. Then you're gonna do the same process to the other little slot right here. You're gonna do it right there, and then after that, you're gonna do the same process right there and right here. So overall, this is where the weapon storage is for it. Although I don't find it all that useful or all that great, so I will mostly just keep these pieces in like a separate area, or like somewhere secure. If you have somewhere secure, put them somewhere there. And honestly, what I say about these figures is overall, I think out of 0 to 10 stars, I would give this a 7. Mostly the lack of stars is because of this figure, but I think this this figure just made up for it. You can get both of these figures at Target, only at Target, for I believe $40. You can get it for $40 at Target. So you can find 79 and 2, you can find 18 and 46, and you can find 27 and 28, which these are all battle packs of previously released and soon to be released Transformers Studio Series figures. So that was my review of the Transformers Studio Series 79 and Studio Series number 2 Bumblebee and Stinger review. I hope you enjoyed this review. Tell me in the comment section below if you did. Also, I did forget one little thing, is that on Bumblebee you can see on the front part of the car it does say SS. So if you get this figure you will notice that. Just one little reminder. And I thank you all for watching. Please subscribe, leave a nice comment. Until then, I will see you at my next Transformers Studio Series or War for Cybertron video. And please tell me in the comment section down below which of these two was your favorite, Stinger or the High Octane Bumblebee. I thank you all for watching, and until next time, I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.